Villanova, seeded 8th, began its 1985 NCAA tournament run with a first-round game against 9-seed Dayton on the Flyers' home floor. The game came down to a shot by a then unheralded sophomore named Harold Jensen.
Be able to make the shot at the end of the game that put us up for good really gave me some confidence.
Jensen makes the shot down the middle, and I think that was the emergence of Harold Jensen. At that point, I think his confidence level soared. He got the ball, took it down the hole, down the middle. The ball, if you remember, the shot almost rolled out of the front of the rim and rolled in. And from there, we just took off. It was like a snowball going downhill.
We don't get that first one, obviously. We don't go on. But I think it really put us in a good frame of mind.
To this day, Dayton at Dayton was our toughest game. That was our toughest game. I mean, with the biggest conference on our belt, Dayton at Dayton was our best win of the season at that point. And we felt, once beating Dayton, that we could do things, we could do damage.
It didn't get any easier from there. The Wildcats' next 2 games pitted them against the #1 seed in the Southeast, Michigan, followed by Lynn Bias and the 5 seed Maryland.
Michigan was the #1 seed in the country with the other 3 seeds, and they had 2-3 pros on their team, and they played extremely well, and so did we defensively, and we were lucky to get out of that one. And then on to Birmingham with Maryland. You know, Lenny Bias, we had lost to Maryland and Lefty's team at Cole Fieldhouse, so that was a very special game for us.
After those 2 emotional battles, it was a familiar foe for Rollie Massimino's crew. Nova fell behind at the half, but the usually combustible Coach Mass took a different approach for his halftime pep talk.
We're down 8, and I was really very frustrated. I don't usually yell at halftime. We try to just be settled and get them relaxed and ready to go, but they were very, very uptight, and I threw them off my jacket, started yelling and screaming, and I said, you know what I want more than anything? I said, in going to the Final Four, I want a big dish of pasta with clam sauce and a lot of cheese. And they all jumped out, like, who's this guy? And then all of a sudden, you know, they were relaxed, emotional as heck, screaming and yelling. My tie came off.
We're all just looking at each other like, okay, what is that all about? But whatever it was, it really worked.
Finally, the Wildcats were over the hump, and the Final Four was set. On one side were Big East members Georgetown and St. John's, while Villanova met the #2 seed Memphis State. The Wildcats had perhaps their easiest go in the entire tournament as they beat the Tigers 52-45. The Hoyas had an even easier time disposing of the Redmen by 18, and that set the stage for the All-Big East final. On one side was Villanova, an unlikely finalist, the 8th seed, versus the big bad Georgetown Hoyas, seeded #1 and the defending national champion. On our 3rd and final installment of A Cat's Tale, we'll take a look back at Villanova's 1985 championship. We will chronicle the game and the upset heard around the sports world.
Given the fact that they were the 8th seed, that they were double-digit underdogs, and that Georgetown was the defending national champion, I don't think anyone, with the exception of this team, gave themselves much chance to win.